Today I wanted to talk to you about my couch. It is one of the items in my home I get the most questions about, so I thought it would be helpful to make a full in-depth review video. So in case you are considering buying a new couch, hopefully this video will help you decide if this is the right couch for you, and I'm gonna try to give you as much information about it, pros and cons as possible. So let's get started. We have the Finala sleeper sofa from IKEA. It is a sofa bed. The two-seater sofa part over there opens up into a bed, and it also has a chest that I'm currently on right now, or like the sectional part, and that does have additional storage space. The covers are also removable, so we have the Guna Red beige color, but there are other color options as well. Okay, so putting it together. People have mixed feelings about putting IKEA furniture together. So I want to preface it by saying that my husband and I actually have fun putting IKEA furniture together. So that's just something to keep in mind. The sofa and the sofa bed mechanism were not difficult to put together, but we did have the most trouble putting the covers on. You have to pull them really taut because they are an exact fit. So I just remember it involved a lot of like brute strength and pulling and shoving. And I even remember, I think I posted on Instagram the day after that I had kind of like little cuts on my hand because of it, because of all the like shoving my hands in there. That's the only difficult part, but theoretically you're only doing that part once. So those are like the covers on the base of the sofa. You could remove them to wash them, but I wouldn't recommend it because like I said, it's like a very tight fit, so it's really annoying to have to do that over again. So I usually just vacuum the base part and I'll spot clean with my little green machine from Bissell. But the cushion covers are super easy to put on and take off, so I do slip those off to wash regularly. And when you are setting up the sofa, you can also choose on what side your chest goes, so it doesn't have to be on the left side like we have it. You can put it on the right side as well. Definitely the slip cover aspect of it was very enticing to us because we do have a dog. So like I said before, the cushion covers are super easy to remove and easy to wash. And theoretically, if you do kind of change your mind about the color, that's another pro, because you can buy another color from IKEA and swap it out if you're someone that gets bored very easily. But for us, this cream beigey color worked out really well. The material of the covers is not super soft. It's kind of like a canvas material. We've had this couch now for about 2 years, and there is a little bit of pilling. Our sofa probably gets a lot more wear and tear than others because we use it a lot. Like, I work from home, so I'm basically all the time working on the sofa. We have a dog. He likes to scratch at it, or even just from jumping up and down, the material will obviously wear. The beige color that we have, it does have some blue undertones, so if you're looking for a warmer beige, this might not be the best option. I don't really mind the blue tone, but that's just something to keep in mind. Also, if you have a short hair dog like we do, the hairs get so stuck into the weave of the fabric, it's really difficult to remove them. So even if you're constantly vacuuming, they kind of just like weave together and become one. So we really have to pick out like one by one. Like, it's not something that you could do with a lint roller. Thankfully, the weave itself hides it pretty well, so it doesn't necessarily look too bad. It's not obvious, but you can definitely tell from closer up that there's like hairs on the sofa. I think if you have a fluffier or like long hair dog, it would probably not be an issue for you. But if you have a short hair dog like us, like those little hairs, you know how they are. They're like stab into things. So that's just something to keep in mind. And like I mentioned, the chaise part has storage as well, so that is extremely convenient, especially if you are in a smaller apartment or you just need additional storage space. For us, we put all of our like seasonal pillows and blankets there, so it's perfect because when the new season comes around, we just pop everything out from right under there. And I mentioned that you could put the chaise on either side, but the couch itself is modular, so if you lived in a really big space, or if maybe you moved down the line and you wanted a different configuration, you could change around the pieces on the sofa or buy additional pieces. So that's also extremely convenient. Now moving on to comfort. I mentioned that we spend a lot of time on our sofa. We can be on it for hours, maybe the entire day, the entire weekend, and not have any problems at all with it. It'll obviously depend a little bit on your preference. We prefer a firmer sofa, which this one is. For comparison, we have another sofa in our office that is definitely a lot softer, and we rarely use it. I can only be there maybe 30 minutes at a time because immediately my back will start hurting. So we definitely prefer the firmness of this one. And like I said, we've had it for around 2 years now, and it is just as firm as the day we got it. It has not like felt weaker or like loosened up at all. So that is really great because I think that means that we'll have a firm sofa for a long time to come. Another nice thing about the sofa that makes it so comfortable is the high backs. So the sofa base itself is not super tall. It's maybe like around there, the same height as the arm, but the pillows are a little bit higher up. So that's perfect for back support. You can like lay back on it and not have to worry about like completely falling over. My husband is 6'1" and it's not a perfect height for him. He does add like additional pillows at the top for his neck, but it's definitely much more support than some other low profile couches that I've seen. So that's another great thing about this sofa. And the sofa bed itself is also extremely comfortable. It's a memory foam mattress that automatically came with the sofa bed. We didn't buy it in addition to it, and our guests have loved it. I mentioned the other couch in our office as well that is also a sofa bed, and people prefer to sleep on this one than the other one. So it's definitely an extremely comfortable bed. We've tried it out ourselves as well, and it is really comfortable. So that's also an added bonus. Like even if you're not sleeping on it, you can kind of rest assured that your guests will be comfortable. And it is a queen size bed, so they would have plenty of space as well. So those are all the main features. Now moving on to some pros and cons. For me, the biggest pro is obviously the additional functionalities to it. So the additional storage and the fact that it is a sofa bed. That makes it absolutely perfect for apartment living, especially because we have a limited amount of space and storage. Or even considering getting rid of our other sofa bed altogether, because this one is just significantly better. And the chaise is obviously really comfortable to sit on, but like I said, it also has storage. So we fit so many pillows and blankets there, which is absolutely great. It's a dual purpose space. The other huge pro is obviously the slip covers, because you can easily remove them and wash them. So if you have kids or pets, it's extremely convenient. And like I said, if we ever get bored of the color, we can just choose another color and swap it out without having to pay, you know, thousands of dollars for another couch. Another pro is obviously the comfort. Like I said, we can be on it for hours, maybe the entire day, and it's still comfortable. And especially for someone like me that has a bad lower back, it's extremely important for me to be very comfortable in my home. So if the couch is not comfortable, I might as well not live here. And since we've had it for 2 years now and it's still going really strong, it's nice knowing that it'll be a very long lasting investment for us, that we'll have it for years to come. And again, the modular aspect of it is really nice, especially for us that we don't know yet, like if we want to move to a house in the future or stay in an apartment. It's really nice to know that we can change the couch according to our needs. So if maybe in the future space we need something smaller, we can remove the chaise, or if we needed something a little bit bigger, we can add other pieces to it. So that's also really nice for us. Now the cons, like I said, putting the couch together itself was not difficult, but putting the slip covers on was definitely rough. Fortunately, it's something that you only have to do once, unless you want to change the color completely of your sofa. But yeah, that's just something that is definitely a con, because it was a bit of a painful experience. Another con is that it's a very heavy piece. So for example, I love switching out the rug in our living room, and I'm sure my husband is absolutely sick and tired of it. So it's really difficult when we do have to switch it out, because it's a very heavy piece. And on top of it, because it is modular, theoretically you could take it apart and like move it in pieces, but that's just inconvenient. So we tried to do it all at once, but like I said, it's very heavy. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. And of course, the last con, I guess, is the price. So it is now, I think, close to $2,000. It's definitely a lot more expensive now than when we purchased it a couple years back. But I personally think that the price, even though it is a hefty amount at once, I think it's definitely worthwhile, because like I said, all of the additional features. Also, if you compare it to similar couches, you're paying about an equal price. I think for our other sofa bed, and that's just a sofa bed, it doesn't have an additional chaise, I think we paid close to $1,000 for it. So still less expensive, but it doesn't have the chaise, it doesn't have the additional storage function. The mattress was like the cheapest mattress possible, and it's not very comfortable. And the material itself is not super long lasting, and the firmness is really bad. So clearly, like, you're getting what you pay for. So the quality of that other sofa, even though it was cheaper, it's like not as good and doesn't have as many of these features. So I personally think the sofa was a great investment for us. It works perfectly with our lifestyle, and for me the price was worth it. But you would have to decide if it works for your lifestyle and if the price would be worth it for that. It's definitely cheaper than some other couches out there for sure, but it is a little bit more on the expensive side if you are looking specifically for like a sleeper sofa. But I think that is basically everything you need to know about our Finala sleeper sofa. If you do have any additional questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. I know it is a really big commitment to buy a new sofa, so I'd be happy to answer any questions you have if you are considering this as an option. And if there's anything else in my home that you would like a more in-depth review of, definitely let me know and I would be happy to make a video for y'all. And don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye!